What up, family? We up close and personal. Welcome to my writer's life. This is Alicia Anabel Santos, the writing midwife. And I wanted to jump on here real quick and record a diary titled Running Out of Steam. This morning marked the 25th day of the Write the Fucking Story Challenge. And I'm writing with a bunch of writers who are all working on different projects. YA novels, memoirs, poetry chapbooks, plays, fiction, dissertations, essays, and submissions. And one thing that was consistent about today was this feeling that we're all running out of steam, that we're all exhausted. And so the beautiful thing about today was that we stayed on the call. Whether or not we wrote or were productive was irrelevant, was insignificant. It is important to honor what the body needs. Like, I think all of us were reading things. That's what we spent our time doing this morning. We were just reading things. Like for me, I was meditating, I was writing notes in my phone. I was very much in my head and certainly not feeling inspired enough to sit down and edit chapters or create new scenes or develop the story, because I know that my body is saying, you are running out of steam. You cannot go at this rate and not be taking care of yourself. And so I'm jumping on here, and one of the things that I was feeling this morning about my writers is that we're making this sacrifice to wake up at 4:45 every morning, and we're writing together for 3 hours every day. But are we resting? Are we eating well? Are we nourishing our bodies? What are we feeding ourselves with? I'm not ready to share what I've given up this year, because I have given up some things for my self-care. And the only reason I'm not sharing it yet or making it public is because I am in a stage of practice. And I like to feel like I'm practicing a thing before I'm out here celebrating it, because what I'm not trying to do this year is set myself up for failure or set myself up for disappointment. And so what do we do when we're running out of steam, when the fire seems to be going out, diminishing? We have to reignite it somehow, right? We need to refill our cup, refuel, connect to an inner strength that can only happen by getting quiet, getting still, and focusing inward, and getting to know our work again. So what does that look like for us? What does that look like for you? What does that look like for me? Well, I ain't gonna brag about where I'm going right now, because I'll just show you tomorrow. But I'm someone that believes in self-care and self-love, and I am gifting myself as we begin this new year a beautiful expression of self-love and self-care. I'm gifting myself something for my spirit, for my soul, for my mind, and for my work, because I do a lot of things at the beginning of the year. And so tomorrow I'll talk about what that is, why that is, and where I am headed. Joy. Joy, joy, joy. How can we find the joy and excitement in our work? It's really interesting. It's interesting. When we're running out of steam or we're exhausted, sometimes it makes us not like the work we're creating. We don't like ourselves. We don't like other people. And so I felt that this morning. I felt, in this space that we weren't really fans of our own work. And maybe we were even thinking that we sucked as writers, or that our stories sucked, or that our ideas sucked, or that we're just too tired to care. We never want to write from that place. We don't. that is a moment to reconnect to the joy, to remember why we're doing this. You know, I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Acevedo, not just because I think she's a brilliant writer, not just because she's a Dominican sister. I am in love with her joy. Her joy when she speaks, her joy when she's talking about her work, her joy when she talks about teaching, her joy when she talks about her bae, her husband, her joy when she talks about her ancestors, her family, the people who support her, her book being translated in several languages. Joy. That's the thing that I want us to connect to today. That's the thing that I am feeling so deeply when it comes to, you know, when we're running out of steam. How can we find the joy in our work? And so maybe we do need to step away from what it is that we're working on and read other things. Read some poetry, play some music, read a new fiction book. How can we take care of ourselves and reconnect to the joy of our craft? Because I don't know about you, but I am excited about what I'm creating. I'm excited about my stories. I know that my story is good. I know who I'm writing it, that the people that I'm writing it for deserve it. That we are worthy of more of our stories being written, and so that excites me. I find the joy in that, in storytelling, in creating these beautiful black and brown characters and the worlds that they live in. And so, how will you connect to your joy today? How will you not allow the fire to burn out and light your own flame? Let's do a little writing meditation, shall we? When the work gets hard, what I will give myself is. When the work gets hard, what I will give myself is. What I love about what I'm writing is the last time I felt joy was, describe it, feel it, relive it. You know that you can pause this meditation at any moment to reflect, to journal, to think about, to feel it in your body, reconnect to that. The last time I felt joy, what were you doing? Who were you with? What did it feel like? How can we bring that joy, that level of joy to our work? How can we wake up or sit down in front of the page with all of this joy and excitement? Perhaps we can create rituals where we are honoring the page, like creating a ritual between you and the page where maybe you're lighting a candle and maybe you're saying a prayer or affirming words or greeting the page. You know, I like to set intentions, my intention for today. What am I bringing to the page? And so maybe...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. JetBlue is paging Phoenix customer, 135 Phoenix customer.
That's
Miss
not us.
Salamis
Maybe.
Shadid, please see me at the podium at gate number 16. Last name Shadid, please see me at the podium at gate number...
Please see him.
16.
16. Uno say. So a ritual. So you're sitting down in front of your computer, you're at your desk, you're home. Maybe you have some beautiful stones that you like to have. I like to carry these healing crystals and stones that I like to have in my hands. And so I do a lot of like spiritual things when it comes to writing. And so maybe you can light a candle at the beginning of your session and put out the candle at the end of it. You know, maybe you can just sit there quietly, close your eyes and visualize what it is that you want to create. Like today I'm writing a hard chapter about loss or love or a meeting or a discovery or a conversation, and here's what I want it to look like and how I want it to unfold. That's how the magic happens. That's where the joy lives. The joy lives in remembering why we love this thing, right? My intention today is to not only connect to the joy, but refill my cup. Take care of me so I can take care of you.
Peace, family.